What works? Language, literacy and numeracy in training and assessment.
And I've sat in a classroom when I was a student watching another student being humiliated because he couldn't read. And no one should ever suffer that.
If he didn't approach me, and that happens from time to time, happened the other day with a man probably in his 40s, then I'd approach him. And when everyone else is gone, I'd say, oh, listen, just hang back for a sec, John. Listen, mate, this is not a test of how good you can read and write. This is about knowledge. So, if you want a hand, let me know, and we'll deal with it one-on-one. Now, your mates aren't going to be any more aware of it. They'll just wait till they go. And sometimes you do have to broach the subject with them.
Try to avoid the person feeling that I'm incapable. So it's the first impression I would like to give them. It's all right to not have that ability at this stage, but that ability can be developed.
It's really important to consider the person's dignity to start off with, because I think that it's a very complex or important thing to the person usually. I know I had recently a woman who said to me, I can't read at all, and her embarrassment and humiliation was quite obvious, having to say that out loud. So if I was aware and somebody wasn't telling me, I'd be very careful about how I approached it. Usually I think it's really important to spend a couple of days observing and then letting the person get to know you and build some trust and rapport with that person. I think that's really crucial. And I think safety. That person needs to know that this is a safe environment, that you're going to actually, in fact, value what they offer. When they do offer things, that you're going to consider it and respond to it. And then I think what you can do is informally have a conversation by approaching the person, saying, look, is there time that you can make for me? I've noticed that you're not writing things down. Is there a reason for that? And I think that often what I've found when people have done that is that they'll say things like, I'm not very good at writing. And so then you start the conversation about what sort of things do you need, do you think, that would help you develop that? And they'll say things like to really spend time with somebody with my assessment and have somebody help me through that sort of stuff. And if it's reading, I've had people say things like, I benefited from having somebody read it to me, and I read through the words as they're reading it. So we might say to someone in the classroom, find a study partner that you're comfortable with. We might even engage two people together if that's going to help them and get them to spend time in the library afterwards doing that sort of stuff.
Generally you'll get a good reception because, especially if they're in their 40s, they've never had that assistance and they're actually crying out for some help. Don't know how they do their banking and get on with life, but they manage to do it. But they're very receptive, very receptive.